Will he or won't he? That is the question surrounding UCLA QB Josh Rosen, the head of the Cactus Bowl. Rosen's been battling concussion symptoms, and will reportedly give it a go in warm UPS. Number sign UCLA QB Josh Rosen will go through pre-game warm UPS, but what's just told he's 99% of no-go to play tonight versus K-State. Bruins source told me Rosen wants to play, but it's 100% medical. Bruce Feldman at Bruce Feldman QB December 26, 2017. As for what Rosen will do after the Cactus Bowl, he'll reportedly hesitate to enter the 2018 NFL Draft if the Cleveland Browns were expected to take him. According to Adam Schefter, Rosen would prefer to be drafted by the New York Giants privately. Rosen has expressed concern about winding up in Cleveland and would rather be with a more stable franchise, such as the Giants. Rosen plans to sit down with his parents after the Cactus Bowl for a serious conversation before making the final decision about whether to turn pro. Whether Cleveland has the number 1 overall pick could influence his decision, according to a source. Rosen, who's predicted by our latest mock to go number 1 overall to the Browns, threw for 26 touchdowns and 10 interceptions during his junior season, and he finished with a 147 passer rating. This wouldn't be the first time a future first-round NFL prospect didn't want to end up in Cleveland. Last year, former Texas A&M Myles Garrett asked the Dallas Cowboys via social media to trade up for him. Some Browns fans will try to pin this on Rosen, but Myles Garrett went on camera and begged the Cowboys to trade up. Deshaun Watson did the same. There were rumblings Darnold would try to avoid the Browns. This isn't new. Ben Axelrod at Ben Axelrod December 24, 2017. Garrett ended up in Cleveland, and Watson was taken by the Houston Texans. Not to mention the Browns, who are 0-14 on the season, are monumentally bad this season. On Saturday evening, just a few days before the Bruins Bowl game against Kansas State, Bruce Feldman of Fox Sports reported that Rosen will not play under doctor's orders. According to the UCLA source, Rosen wanted to play, but the medical staff doesn't want him to play in this game, because they didn't want him to risk having another concussion so close to the last one. The junior quarterback has been in concussion protocol since getting injured late in the season. Rosen sustained a concussion against Washington on October 28 and then sat out the following game. He was also banged up and sat out the second half of the Bruins' regular season finale against Cal on November 24. Late in the second quarter of that game, Rosen left in the second quarter after hitting the turf hard. He did not return to the game after sustaining the injury. Earlier on Saturday, Rosen was asked about players skipping bowl games, and he had a fantastic answer, citing that some positions should be looked at differently than others. Here's his full answer, transcribed. I think it's unfair with like the Christian McCaffreys and Leonard Fournettes and stuff, and maybe with Derwin James and some guys, because they play very physical positions. And for them, it's not an issue of if they're getting hurt, it's an issue of how severe, because most of those guys get banged up, to some extent, every single game. Quarterback's unique. We'll take a few licks here and there, but nothing like the beating those guys take. A lot of people bash them, but some of them have to realize that some of these guys have families. Some of these guys have kids. Some of these guys really have to support the people around them. Some of them may have been put in unfortunate circumstances where they can't afford to be in school for another year they might want to, and people in the media may not give them that shot. That there's a part of them that may want to be in college. They may want to play in this bowl game. But if they've locked in their future earnings to take care of their kids, or take care of their family, sisters, brother, whatever, I think people should really look into their story and see how football is affecting